Yeah. We'll make something out of nothing.
Good afternoon, graduates from the School of Business and the class of 2021. My name is Wayne Edwards, Professor and Chair of American Studies, Media and Communications, and I've had the pleasure of serving in several administrative posts here at Old Westbury, including Dean of Students, Vice President for Student Affairs, Chief Diversity Officer, Vice President for Institutional Advancement, and Executive Director of the Old Westbury College Foundation. So I thank our President, Dr. Timothy Sams, our Provost, Dr. Duncan Qualis, and Ms. Danielle Collins-Groner, Chair of our Commencement Committee, for asking me to do the honors of greeting you today. It's a privilege that I do not take lightly. That said, welcome graduates of the class of 2020. As I was preparing my remarks, I started to write, welcome students, and then I realized, no, after Sunday's commencement, you are no longer students. You are alumni of this great institution. So give yourselves a round of applause. Okay, I also extend greetings to faculty, staff, administrators, members of the College Council, the College Foundation, and friends of the college who are with us today, either in person or virtually. And last but not least, I extend greetings to your family, your friends, your loved ones who have supported you throughout your impressive academic journey. Please make some noise to show them your love and appreciation. All right. Okay, you sound ready. So on that note, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce someone who is not only a dear friend and colleague, but more importantly, someone who holds a special place in the Old Westbury family. Laura Anker is a distinguished service professor of American Studies and director of the First Year Experience and Community Action Learning and Leadership programs. The CALL program has earned Old Westbury a place on the President's Higher Education Community Service Honor Roll every year since its inception in 2007. Dr. Anker is co-editor of The Ethics of Engagement, Educating Leaders for a Just World, co-author of Women of Courage, a study of Jewish and Italian immigrants in New York, and has published peer-reviewed articles and presented papers at national and international conferences on the importance of civic engagement and community learning for retention, intercultural understanding, social activism, and effective global citizenship. A community leader and frequent speaker on issues of education and immigration, Dr. Anker was elected to the East Hampton Union Free School District for 7 terms, that's 21 years, and served both as its president and vice president. She's also served on the executive committee of the East Hampton Group for Good Government. In 2018, Laura Anker was honored by the Old Westbury College Foundation with the Leadership Award, and in 2019 was awarded the Outstanding Experiential Educator for Higher Education by the National Society for Experiential Education. So I guess you see where I'm going with this. I could go on and on and on about Dr. Anker's accomplishments, but I think we're better served hearing her words. So please give your warmest welcome to Dr. Laura Anker.
Hello, I want to join Dr. Edwards in thanking Dr. Sams, Dr. Corliss, Daniel Collins-Groner, and all the people who made the people in the faculty, my colleagues on the faculty here. But most importantly, I want to congratulate you, the class of 2021, the largest graduating class in Old Westbury's history. Please give yourself a round of applause. While we were able to honor you virtually in Sunday's grand formal graduation with all its pomp and circumstance, we are also so happy to be able to celebrate your achievements in these small in-person ceremonies on Old Westbury's beautiful campus. And how many of you are so happy to be able to be here on such a gorgeous day at Old Westbury again, back after a year and a half. Although health precautions imposed by COVID-19 prevent your parents, extended families, and significant others from being in this room with us today, we're live streaming these festivities, and you'll be able to take pictures with them and with us and with your faculty outside to memorialize this occasion. I know that as the greatest cheerleaders, they join us in applauding your achievements, academic, personal, and civic, the ways you have grown and the obstacles you have overcome to graduate from Old Westbury. Without their love and support, you would not be graduates. Let's give them another round of applause. Born out of the struggles for civil rights and economic, racial, and gender equality in the 1960s, Old Westbury is a young college, and believe it or not, that still makes us young as a college. Is a young college with a long tradition of commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, educational empowerment, active learning, community engagement, and leadership for change. From its inception, Old Westbury was committed to providing an elite, liberal arts, interdisciplinary education in a democratic context, to educating those who had been traditionally bypassed by American higher education: women, students of color, immigrants, working class young people, and older adults. By graduating, you demonstrate that you have, in the words of Adrienne Rich, claimed this very special college education. And Adrienne Rich points out that nobody is a passive recipient of an education. It can't even be given to you as a gift. It's something that we have to take actively and claim, and that you have all done and all demonstrated by being graduates of Old Westbury. So many of you represent the first generation in your families to graduate from college. Most of you have worked often too many hours to support yourselves while in college and to contribute to your families. Your graduation challenges the widening economic and racial divide in American society. By being here today and in your contributions to your families and communities, you personify Mahatma Gandhi's often quoted phrase, "You must be the change you wish to see in the world." I know that the faculty, administrators, and staff gathered here today share my respect, admiration, and even awe at the enormity of your accomplishments. Graduating from college is an enormous accomplishment, even in normal times. But you have persevered under the most challenging of circumstances, a worldwide pandemic that has ravaged our nation and the globe, forcing you to complete the last year and a half of college remotely. Despite the difficulties of a transition to virtual learning, you've excelled academically and contributed as tutors, teaching assistants, college and community ambassadors, poll watchers, essential workers. I know that some of you have acted to help people do their taxes, and so much more. You are leaving us to continue your education in graduate programs and professional schools, or to begin your careers as accountants, tax professionals, and forensic accountants who speak truth to power, knowing that education is the essential foundation of a democratic society and engaged global citizenship. As college graduates, you will enjoy more rewarding careers and earn at least $1 million more over your lifetime than those whose highest degree is a high school diploma. But your Old Westbury liberal arts education will continue to enrich your lives in so many more important ways than money, making you happier, and research shows that college graduates report living happier lives, transforming your careers, your friendships, your ideas, your values, and your communities, the person you are and whom you will become. I can testify that learning from the differences and similarities in your voices and stories, inside and outside the classroom, has shaped my life and who I am as a teacher, historian, community activist, friend, spouse, mother, and grandparent. You are graduating from college at a particularly difficult time for our nation during a global pandemic which has taken so many lives and accentuated the problems of racism and inequality that have plagued our country from its inception and continue to undermine our democracy and our humanity. But you, the Old Westbury graduating class of 2021, also make this a time of great hope and optimism for a better future. The unique diversity of Old Westbury has enriched your classrooms and challenged all of you to listen more fully, to reflect more deeply, to think more critically, to decide more ethically, to care more intensely, to love more broadly, and to act more courageously and compassionately in everything you do. It has taught you, in the words of Martin Luther King, that an injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. As Old Westbury graduates, you know that the greatest measure of success is the contributions you make to the community. You have learned from the different experiences and perspectives of your classmates and faculty to speak out and to act against racism, sexism, inequality, and cruelty, to break that silence and bridge some of those differences between us, as Audre Lorde reminds us, for it is not difference which immobilizes, but silence. To a nation divided and torn apart by racism and hate, I should say a nation and world, as we know right now so well, torn apart by racism, hate, inequality, and the decimation of the environment, you bring the ideals and values expressed in Old Westbury's historic social justice mission: access and equity, inclusivity, critical thinking, empathy, creativity, intercultural understanding, lifelong learning, and civic activism, a commitment to building a more just and sustainable world. As graduates, you have become part of Old Westbury's history, but you also join the family of global alumni, 31,000 people strong, who will shape the college's future. We look forward to staying in touch and connected as you embark on your future journeys, and hope that you will channel the magic of Old Westbury to the problems of your communities, our nation, and the world today and in the future. Thank you. And I applaud you. I'm applauding you. And now it is my great honor to introduce our new president, Dr. Timothy E. Sams. Dr. Sams began his tenure as the 6th president of Old Westbury, which also shows you how young we are, as the 6th president of Old Westbury in January 2021, amid the COVID-19 pandemic, protest, political unrest, and the college's pivot to virtual learning. Dr. Sams brought with him 3 decades of experience in improving academic success and college completion, particularly for students from underrepresented and marginalized communities. In the 4 short months since his arrival, Dr. Sam's commitment to Old Westbury and its mission has won him the admiration, respect, and affection of the entire Old Westbury community. His leadership promises to advance Old Westbury's impact on the local and global community, and our standing as one of the most diverse colleges in the nation, with a commitment to educational access and equity, to building a more just and sustainable world. Thank you, Dr. Sam.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm going to first ask that you join me in thanking again Dr. Anker for her excellent words by giving her a rousing round of applause. So thank you. Next, I'm going to ask you to join me in giving a round of applause for our MC, Dr. Edwards. And then finally, I'm going to ask you, well, not finally, I'm going to ask you to give a round of applause to Miss Danielle Collins-Groner for her not just for today, but for those events that remain, as well as for Sunday's graduation. She produced all of those. And so let's give her a round of applause for her excellent work. And then, I hadn't done this in the past, but it's always appropriate at graduation to ask the graduates to stand up and to give your faculty a round of applause for all that they have poured into you. I'm going to ask you to give your faculty a round of applause. Thank you. You're going to get yours a little later, okay? On Sunday, virtually, we recognized approximately 1,400 undergrads and graduates who completed their studies here at Old Westbury. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, we had to conduct the ceremony again virtually. But in my opinion, we did a great job. And again, we thank you, Danielle. Yet today we continue to honor you graduates with this recognition ceremony that is designed to allow you to have an in-person opportunity, most especially with your faculty. My job is to simply say welcome to you. Not only, just to give you a little secret, not only are we here today to give you yet another opportunity to observe this milestone in your life, it also gives us an opportunity to wear our regalia, which is really important to us academicians. And so thank you for giving us an opportunity to don our regalia today. But seriously, we owe you a deep note of gratitude, an even greater note of appreciation for allowing us to be part of your growth and your development over the last 2, 4, 5, even 6 years for some. You have taught us more than you can ever imagine, and for that, we appreciate you. By way of welcoming you, I'll tell you this. In Ghana, West Africa, when you return home, the family sits you down and brings you a cold drink, and they ask you a simple question. What has happened since the last time we saw you? What's happened in your life since the last time we saw you? That feels appropriate right now, that we ask you what's happened to you since the last time we saw you, which was, believe it or not, almost a year and a half ago, since you've been here, since we've had an opportunity to see one another. Unfortunately, I wasn't here, but I'm speaking for everyone in this room. And in that time, you've quarantined, you worked really hard in spite of your fears. You took care of your families. Some of you may have even said your final goodbyes to loved ones. You took to the street and organized against racial injustice, all while maintaining your focus on your goal of graduating and finishing this spring of 2021. So it is fair to say that you stayed focused, stayed rigorous, and stayed committed to your future in the time since we last met. And because of that, today we are immensely proud of you. We honor you, and we welcome you to your recognition ceremony. Welcome. While we celebrate the achievements of all graduates who are with us, I would be remiss if I didn't recognize one participant today who has truly excelled. I understand how challenging it has been for all of our graduates to see their studies through. You read, you wrote, you studied. You managed through group projects, Zoom fatigue. Well, we didn't get Zoom fatigue, right? Nah. You conducted research. You weathered exams, and you waited, and sometimes waited again on your grades. Like all of you, Brian J. Redmond did all of that. He also completed his Bachelor of Science in Accounting with a 4.0 GPA. Brian, would you please step forward so I can give you a small gift to mark your achievement? Brian, you got up so slowly we were worried that you weren't here. We are so immensely proud of you, and congratulations on staying focused amidst all the challenges you've experienced over this past year. I know we're not supposed to. I want to be like Brian when I grew up. So I have done what I was paid to do. With one final note, I'm also being paid to re-invite Dr. Edwards up to the podium. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sams. And before we continue, I think we should give a round of applause to Dr. Sams and Dr. Anker for their encouraging and inspiring words. Okay, so I want to ask you if we can make a deal. Actually, two deals. Okay, so the first, as I was growing up, my mother often told me and my older brother and my younger sister that if you're blessed to achieve any sort of success in life, it's because along the way, somebody or many somebodies reached out to give you a hand, right? Reached out to help you. I see a few heads nodding like, yeah, right? So now that you are alumni, and as Dr. Anker said, you are now members of this 31,000 strong Old Westbury alumni across the globe, what I'm asking of you is a commitment that you too will reach out, just as someone reached out to you and helped get you to this point, that you will reach out to others and help them achieve their goals as well, or help put them on the track to achieve their goals. And whatever career path you choose, whether that's a job, whether that's entrepreneurial, whatever it is, whatever path you choose, that along the way you're committed to helping others achieve their goals. So can we agree to do that? Yes? That wasn't too convincing to me, but you know, so let's try it again. Okay. All right. And then there's the second part. You are now alumni. And alumni means that you have reaped the benefits of being at Old Westbury and studying with great faculty, great classmates, great administrators, great staff, right? And now you are alumni. So you represent the college wherever you go and whatever you do. But let me share something that you may or may not know, that no college, no university survives, much less thrives, without a strong alumni base. So we need you, we're asking you, we need you to be committed alums as you go forth into the world, okay? We need you to continue to stay in touch with the college, to continue to support the college. And by support, you're probably thinking, oh, he's talking about making donations to the college. Yes, I am. I certainly am. But there's other ways to support as well. Okay? Penny Chin, I don't see Penny in the room, but Penny is here. Penny Chin, our Director of Alumni Affairs. If you haven't heard from her yet, I guarantee you will, right? And Penny may reach out to you to say, you know, we have this great program going on in a month. Would you be available to come and speak to the students, to current students? Can you come and share your knowledge, your expertise with them to help them grow? Again, we're going back to reaching back, okay? So when you get those calls or you get those emails, our hope is that you will give back to Old Westbury by helping fellow students along their way, along their path. So can we get a deal on that one too? All right. Can I guarantee you, Penny's gonna hold you to this now. So, and it's on camera, so we all witnessed this. Okay, so that said, here's how we will conclude our ceremony today. Graduates will move row by row with the help of volunteer ushers, starting from the back of the room up to the podium. As you come up to the podium, you will pass, you see our Zoom screen over there. So if there are any of your professors who couldn't be with us in person, but they're watching or waiting for you to say hello, please say hello to them, okay? As you come to the podium, remember to keep a space. We're still social distancing. This isn't Madison Square Garden, right? We're maintaining social distance. So we're social distancing. So remember to leave space between you and the person ahead of you. Hand your yellow name card at the podium, and when your name is read, cross the stage. And then you'll stop for a photo with President Sams and wave into the camera so that your family, friends, and loved ones can see you as they're watching from home or wherever they may be. Faculty in attendance, we ask you to stand and greet students as they come by. After being greeted by faculty, please return to your seats for one last formality. After which you can take pictures at the picture stations that we have set up. You can take pictures outside with friends and family if you have family outside, okay? You can pick up the OW swag bag, courtesy of the Student Government Association. Thank you. Okay, so we're good? You understand? We got it? All right. So, Dr. Sams, can you please take your position in the center of the stage? And may I invite our provost, Dr. Duncan Quallis, to the podium to read the names of the graduates. All right.
Yesenia Gomez, cum laude. Jenny Maza Narvaez. Peyton Mayer. Patricia Kirk. Chris McCauley. Sidra Owais. Arlene Castro. Henna Morcaria, magna cum laude. Sarah Marlin. Brian Hunt. Venus Userbio. Elizabeth Ryder, magna cum laude. Adam Bay. Melvin Castillo. Mariah Mitchell, magna cum laude. Ashley Towle. Evan Luis Ryder. Esmeralda Henriquez. Emmanuel Yakubov. Min Mao, magna cum laude. Sarah Oza, cum laude. Antoinette Rayo, summa cum laude. Carlos Molina. Antonio Padilla. Kevin X. Perez. Pesila Fredericks. Paulette Ter Baran Singh, cum laude. Brian Redmond, summa cum laude, our 4.0 graduate.
Congratulations again to all of our graduates. There is a group of people, when I asked you to acknowledge and give them a round of applause, that we forgot. There are a lot of people behind the scenes. Someone's over there on the screen. Some folks registered you when you came in. Some folks ushered you through the process. There are a lot of people for whom you matter dearly, and they thought it not robbery to be here today. SGA giving out swag bags. Let's just give them a round of applause as well, okay? Now, I'm going to ask the faculty and staff to turn to our graduates and to give them a rousing round of applause for their accomplishment. And finally, to you graduates, take your hand, make sure your tassel is on the right side of your mortarboard. We were unable to do this Sunday virtually, and fortunately, we can do it today. At the count of 3, move your tassel from the right side of your mortarboard to the left side, and you will have officially graduated a second time. 1, 2, 3. Congratulations, our ceremony has now concluded.